Well, welcome everyone to today's episode of TMI Advice You Didn't Want. Today we're diving into, I feel like this is going to be a interesting, tough, whatever. We'll find out what happens topic, but we're diving into karma today, okay? And I have a lot of thoughts around this. So, I'm curious what you're going to say, Ashley. So, in case we haven't met before, I'm one of the co-hosts here. I'm Karen.
And I'm Ashley. And I think the hardest part is that karma is like twofold. Like there's two ways of viewing it. So people will talk a lot about like karmic partners or karmic numbers or karmic situations. And it's then people will talk about like karma, like what you get back, what you put out, you get back.
Yeah.
And I think the two get confused into being
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. Like a karmic situation is something bad happening to you, or like a karmic number, something bad happening to you. And while there is truth to it, there's also not. Like it's to me, it's like there's a fine line that
Yeah.
separates the two, and they're two very different things.
Well,
So,
one thing I want to point out, this is something that I feel like not a lot of people talk about, and this is really important. When a lot of people are talking about karma, they're talking about it in a negative way.
yeah,
And so they've
yeah,
now created right, wrong, good, bad, right? So you've now created this whole concept of, oh, you were a bad person in
mhm,
another lifetime. And as a result, you've now created this in your life. You've
yeah,
now just created that duality in your life.
mhm,
And it doesn't make any sense because you've literally just said, "Oh, you were bad." Like we're putting air quotes around bad right now
mhm,
instead of going, "Well, what might I learn about this?" Like one of my favorite things to ask myself right now, if something is going not the way I anticipated, what do I need to see here? Because
yeah,
there's always something I need to see. The rest of the world is reflecting back to me how I'm feeling inside, right? If
mhm,
that's the case, if I truly believe that, then what's happening right now is merely a reflection of how I'm feeling on the inside. And so
mhm,
that's what I need to look into instead of going, "Oh, I was a bad person in another lifetime," right? So, and we were talking about this before we started talking about karma before we got on this podcast, right? And I was like, "Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one." And I was just reading the book, The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, right? And he talks about this exactly. And when he said this, I'm like, yes, I am so on board with you. He's like, guys, karma doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Humans made it up. There's no such thing as this right, wrong, good, bad. We've created this duality that
yeah,
we've decided, oh, I was a bad person. And now because of that, I have to pay for my sins, right? And I'm
yeah,
putting air quotes up for sins too. Like,
yeah.
that's something that not a lot of people talk about, and I think it's a crying shame because it gets a lot of people confused and in some ways stuck, and
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah. So this is like one of those like Soul Surfer things. I don't know. Have you ever watched on the Soul Surfer?
I haven't watched it. I'm curious. Tell me about
Oh,
it.
well, it's the story about the girl that gets her arm bit off by the shark.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do something for anyone that's on the podcast. It won't matter. But it's like, what is that?
Okay, so Ashley is holding up, it looks like a nylon strap over the camera lens right now, right? It
Yeah.
looks like a nylon strap,
Or
but she
even
could
though,
pull it away and it could be completely different from what I
yeah,
am seeing, right? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
So,
It's a belt. So you're pretty close.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And so it's the closest thing to me that's not like a rock.
If you had held up a rock, I might have been like, I
But
don't know.
anyways, so it's like from the Soul Surfer of like when you're looking too close at a situation, you can't see it for what it truly is. And
100%.
that's where our biggest pitfall is for good, bad, right, wrong, is something happens to you and you're like, bad, good.
Mm,
But you don't have a fucking clue where
mm-hmm.
that's gonna go or how. So, like, we've talked about this before, I know, because court, something happens. I'm like, ooh, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to happen. 2 hours later, holy shit, that was exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And so, like there's all those little aspects. There's like, this is what we've talked about too, like 9/11. People get into a car accident and they have a fender bender, they're late for work. That was a bad thing that happened. And then they didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that big of a deal. And so it was actually a good thing. So yeah, so for me, karma is um what you put out, you get back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to show up in very creative ways. So if you're putting out all these good vibes and all these good things, you may have a breakup that leads to heartbreak and you feel like it's the end of the world. And then 6 months later, you meet like the person,
Mm-hmm.
that's a millionaire and all the things and whatever else,
The whole package.
the whole package. And you're like, oh, that bad thing was really me. Like, instead of being like, I want this relationship to change, and you were manifesting, because you can't make someone else change. You're
Mm-hmm.
manifesting this big, wonderful picture. So someone else came in. So that bad thing had to happen, but it wasn't bad, it was good. So when we're too in that very situation, we have no, like, we should not be judging good, bad, right, wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Exactly.
even effective and ineffective. Like, it's really hard sometimes to even do that effectively
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know what's coming down the pipeline and what that one, like, you move ever so slightly off the track that you're going, and in 10 kilometers you're in a completely different destination, or miles for everyone else. In 100 miles, you're like way off the mark.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 miles, you're in a completely different, like, climate, environment, all of it. And so you have no idea what that thing that just happened, how that's going to change your entire life. For me, COVID happened. I couldn't cross the borders in my van that I just fully built out and
So
bled,
that you
sweat,
could.
died. Like that build out was like, oh my God, it tested every bit of me. And so instead of crossing the border, I came to BC and I met my partner and my 3 kids, and everything changed. But that was a bad thing at the time. Like, it was so frustrating and all that kind of stuff. But we don't know what's coming
Mm-hmm.
down. So that's where it's really hard to be like, yes, that thing that just happened to you is like karma. It's bad for you, all that kind of stuff. Even like with our kids with custody, like there was times that it was like, why are we having our kids withheld from us? Like, what did we do wrong? And it's like, hey, this might be setting us up for something crazy down the road. Maybe it helps the kids see her true colors sooner and it strengthens our relationship with them. Like, a judge hates it. I don't know. I haven't got there yet. you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And so, like, there's so many different things. And that's where saying, like, oh, that was a karmic situation. Like, what the fuck did you do to deserve that?
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, sorry, I've been on a tangent for a while. I'll
You're
stop after.
allowed. You're
Sorry.
allowed. Yeah, I'm excited. What's the tangent?
So, so I went, it was about a year and a half ago, I think, maybe less. But anyways, doesn't matter. I went to a like psychic fair type thing. So it was like in a yoga studio. I know the owners, that they're amazing, amazing, trust them, but they didn't know everyone that came in. And this one lady told me that the guy that ran me over, so the drunk driver that ran me over, he, in a past life, I killed his whole family and him. And
Okay.
so it came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
For him, he ran me over because it was my karma from past lives. And I was just like, yeah, no, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Put that put that over here.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I don't subscribe.
Mm-mm.
That's not for me. And who knows, maybe one day I'm like, oh yeah, but it hit no chord whatsoever. And that's where it's like, I don't believe in those things, those
Mm-hmm.
karmic kind of things at all. Like, if anything, that accident happened, like, my if I was someone that believes everything happens for a reason, which I do not, But if I was, it'd be that's what hit me out of Christianity
Mm,
and into my awakening.
mm-hmm.
And so, if anything, it was a karmic situation where I was trying to create this life and I just kept coming up against a wall because I had religion cock blocking me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was like what brought me into this place that I need to be.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And so full body chills when you were talking about all of that, like from start to finish, because you had a lot that you said there. But I look at my time in building a business, and you were talking about being cock blocked at every step of the way, right? Like, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that's what's been happening for me.
Yeah.
But I know like there's recently been some interesting things that have been opening up for me, and it's literally been zero resistance for it, that I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to go. But if I had done all those other things, if I had been super successful in those other ways, I might not have been open to moving in the direction that I am going in, like I might not have been open to it. I don't know. I don't know what the whole
Yeah.
purpose was for it, but I just remember you and I have a mutual person that does a lot of like personal clearings on us, right? So I mean, we've named her before, Bridget. She's done personal clearings on both of us, and she told me at one time, she's like, your team, your spirit guides are blocking you. And I was like, excuse me? Because I'm like, I know I'm doing all the right things, right? Like anybody from the outside would be like, fuck yeah. Like I had so many people be like, what's stopping you? And I'm like, listen, I don't really know because I'm doing all the things. And like I'd show them, these are the things I'm doing. And they're like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I
Mhm.
can't tell you how many times I've heard that, right? So, but it's like I stopped worrying about the fact that it wasn't working out the way that I wanted to a long time ago. And I just went, you know what? It's just part of the process. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to keep doing stuff to see, like, I'm going to keep moving forward in a direction I think that I need to go. But I'm tired of exhausting myself because I used to do this all the time. I would exhaust myself to the point where it was like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, what's going on here? I should be, for all the things that I'm doing on a physical level, I should be moving forward, but I'm not. And so, one thing that a mentor says to me all the time, she's like, listen, this isn't happening to you, this is happening for you, right? Like, what is it that is happening for you right now? You don't know, you don't see the big picture. Like, I mean, Ashley was just holding up this belt, right? And I could tell that it was something nylon, but I couldn't really tell what the full picture was. And then she said, oh, it's a belt, right? I don't have that full perspective until it's all happened, especially in 3D reality. We live in this timeline, right? We can't see the same way as if we're outside of the 3D reality, right? So if we're like hovering over the 3D reality, we can see all of it happening at once, right? That part for me is how I think that like the afterlife is, the whole
Mhm.
5D everything, like it's just all happening at once, right? It's all collapsed at once because you can literally see it all at once. But right now, in my frame of mind, in my frame of reference, I can only see what's currently in front of me. So I
Mhm.
have to, at that point, start. This is a very difficult thing for me to do, but to trust myself that okay, like I'm doing all the right things. I know I'm doing all the right things. And I'm focusing, especially in the most recent years, really focusing more on me than anything else. Not even worried about what's going on in my 3D reality because I know my 3D reality will be reflected by what's going on inside of me. So
Mhm.
I don't even care. Like I'm taking steps forward, And I never feel like I used to, where I'd be like, oh, I'm taking steps forward, but nothing's happening. I don't feel like that anymore because
Yeah.
I can't even see all of the ripples that I'm making. I don't even know until I personally think that when we're done our life, we'll see all of it and be like, oh, that's the reason that happened. And I mean, you can have hindsight here on earth too, but I personally think that we'll see more of that hindsight when we do die and we look down and we're like, well, that's interesting. If that didn't happen, then that wouldn't have happened. And I do
Yeah,
think that
exactly.
there's a consistent theme that regardless of what path you choose, you're still going to learn a certain lesson, right? You're still, regardless of if you decide, oh, I'm going to go and become a lawyer, or I'm going to go and I'm going to be a nurse, or I'm going to do XYZ. You're still going to learn a certain lesson, regardless of what you choose to do in this 3D reality. You're still going to come up with the same kind of blocks for a reason,
Yeah.
because there is something like I said, like, what is it that I need to see right now? Like, what is it that I need to focus on that I might not be seeing in this current reality, in this current experience that I'm having? And so I like asking myself that question because it opens me up to the possibility that instead of looking at this as, oh, I did something bad, this is right, wrong, good, bad. Instead of doing that, I'm now opening myself up to the possibility that what if this turns out better than I expected? And you talked about that with like your court stuff. Like, you find out later, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to happen, but I didn't know it in the time. And so I know I'm going to look back at all the time that I put into my business and I'm just going to go, God damn, that's exactly what needed to happen. And I already know that that's true. I don't have to see the full perspective, but that's because I've literally taken that mindset and I live that mindset of, no, this is exactly like, this is what's supposed to happen because it's happening for me, not to me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And that's like kind of the cool thing too, is when you've kind of taught yourself to think that way, you're able to think outside of the box as
Mm,
well. And
mm-hmm,
I think that's even like with our trial, that's the really powerful thing because I am not a lawyer, right? And
mm,
so I have thought of things and done things that wouldn't be typical, wouldn't be the normal or allowed. And it's worked out.
mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it's going to keep continuing to work out. We'll know in 2 weeks. But yeah, it's really, really powerful when you're able to think out of the box and have manifestation on your side and be able to really create with your energy instead of just letting things happen to you
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that power that you have.
Yeah. One of my current mentors right now, she has said, and I might have even said this on this podcast before, but she said this recently and it was so true. She said, if nothing is working, stop trying to make it work. Just
Yeah,
stop. If it's
yeah,
not working, like for me, if it's not working, that means that I need to look back at me.
yeah,
I need to look back at me, and it's not working because either I need to focus more on myself or I just need to, there's something I don't see. There's something I don't know.
yeah,
And if I'm constantly working on um, growing my vibrational energy and I'm working on clearing my field and I'm working on doing all these things, then I have to know that I can't just keep beating my head against the same wall. I need to just let go and see what happens. And sometimes
yeah,
that's the most magical place to be because you might be completely shocked and surprised by
mhm,
what you're creating and you could have been blocking. And I know
yeah,
I've done this before. Like, I have blocked myself from some pretty amazing things because I'm like, no, it has to go this way. And
yeah,
once you stop doing that, you just might be surprised what could start coming your way when you just
mhm,
let go and say, you know what? Like, I don't know the path forward. I don't know what to do. And I look at the business that I just left. Like this, I do feel like I was supposed to be there, right? Like I don't question that I was supposed to be there. I do think that there was a part that I played in something, and I don't know exactly what that is right now. And I don't really, maybe it was for me, maybe it was for them. I don't really know. But I knew when it was time to go because it was like same thing where it was like I woke up in the middle of the night and I just knew. And I knew that that was going to happen too. I knew. I was like, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient with what to do because I know that if it's time to go, I'll just wake up in the middle of the night and I won't be able to sleep because I know it's time to go. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened, right? So I knew it was time to go. And once I left, like I had so many people be like, "Well, what's next?" And I was like, "I don't know." And that's not very comfortable for me, but I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing this Amazon influencer thing and I'm making money with it. And I have other things on the side that I'm doing, but I don't really know. I don't know. No
Mhm.
idea. And I feel like that has opened up more possibilities for more things as a result
Mhm.
because it's like you're in this energy of I'm open to whatever possibilities, right? I still have a main intention, and I feel like my main intention at the end of the day is just creating this wild freedom. And I just enjoy like working with the people that I'm working with. I feel like I'm inspiring. I feel like I'm creating um, like a lot of helpful inspiration for other people, right? I think I said that twice, but it's cool. Like that's really where my intention is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to look though. Like I
Yeah.
thought I did, and I
Mhm.
thought I was moving in that direction, but I went this isn't exactly what I want to do. And it's okay. Like I know we've talked about this on this podcast before. It's okay to blow up your life and see
Mhm.
what the fuck happens. Because sometimes that energy of, okay, I have an intention of what I want to do, but I don't know what it is. Like I have the feeling of what I want to feel like, but I don't know what the thing is that's going to bring me to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a perfect place to be because you're so open to all the possibilities that
Yeah.
the perfect one finds you.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's basically all comes back down to karma
Hmm.
in the sense of when we put that thought and that intention out there, that's what we get back. And that's the hard part about it is if you're like so yeah, I talked about yesterday, I did a whole bunch of like water manifestation and that kind of stuff. And so and I had a lot of cool results today. I don't know if it is it was along the same lines, but not quite on board. But if you do all this manifestation for 5 minutes and then you're driving to work, cursing the drivers and saying, I fucking hate my life and I don't want to do this and nothing goes right for me. Well, do you think that 5 minutes of manifestation is going to go really well? Because
Didn't
now
serve
they're
you.
fighting.
Hmm.
You're putting out one thing and you're putting out something completely different and they're like what are we doing
Yep,
like what's happening and
exactly.
so yeah that's where blowing up your life can be really good because you're like I don't fucking care, this is what I want, however it needs to happen is the best. And that's what Kevin Trudeau talks about as the best way to manifest is just to be like this is what I want. This is the feeling I want. I want to just
Hmm.
feel blissful and good. And it's like, come at me however you
Yep,
want. Like,
yep.
I'm not attached to whatever material thing brings it to me. I'm not attached to that person, that job, that car, that house. You know, even for me, the house, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, the house I currently live in, I did not want to move into.
Mm,
I saw this house on a marketplace, and I was just like, huh, it would be convenient. It's like right by my kid's school. That would be nice. And it's decent. It is big enough, like all the things it has, it's great. And I was like, but I really don't feel like moving into like a white picket fence house. I want to be more rural and I want to be like more of a hippie than like
mm,
a soccer mom.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so I really struggled with like the idea of the stereotype that went with the house. And then I was like, okay, it's still more than I want to pay. And then it kept popping up, like a different friend shared it to another friend. So no one knew that we were looking, really, like very few people. And so someone else shared the house. And I was like, huh. And so then it popped up again. So then I messaged them and I'm just like, I'm gonna be completely blunt. We would have to cut the price point significantly for us to even be interested.
Mm.
And I'm like, as a salesperson, who fucking says that?
Right,
You know,
right.
like I am like doing all the worst things to try to get what I want, you know? And so I'm starting out with the negative um point. And so I'm just like, we have to cut the price point. You don't know anything about me or why you would want to let me live in your house or any of that kind of stuff, and you're going to give it to me for less.
Mm.
And I'm like, and if you want to, I would love to come see it. And so I literally didn't like I had a copy and paste like spiel to have people want to rent to me, and I didn't give it to them. And she responded. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, interesting. Okay. And then we saw the house and we knocked down the price. And she like had us come see it and all that kind of stuff. And then they're like, yeah, we had lots of people come and view it and we're gonna rent it to you and we're gonna rent it to you for the price you asked. And I'm like, I literally didn't even try because I didn't even want the place.
Mm-hmm.
And you had lots of people, and I highly doubt lots of people were negotiating a lower price because most people think prices are rising.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't negotiate rental prices. It's not a very common thing. And I'm just like, and here we go. And within like the first, I don't know. It happened so fast. It felt like home. And Derek and myself were like, we've never felt like connected energetically to a house before.
Mm.
Like he owned a house, I've owned a house. Neither of us felt like we enjoyed that house. We wanted that house or like it was home, you know, like we
Mm-hmm.
never felt that like this is home. I'm at peace. I can just relax, all that kind of stuff. This was the first time for both of us. And the kids freaking love it. Like they love being this close to the school. They love this being this close to the parks. They love everything about it and their friends. And it's just like, holy shit, like talk about like putting it out there and
Yeah.
receiving, but not in the way you thought it was going to come back to you.
100%. And I feel like, God, the universe has a sense of humor because
Mhm.
that's how it works
Yeah.
probably a majority of the time in my life. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I want this thing and it'll come to me like this. And 99.99% of the time, it comes to me in the weirdest way possible. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know if somebody up there is laughing. Like, I don't know. If I was like, playing around with stuff and going, oh, this is what I can do with 3D reality, I would probably do it too because it's like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just it's interesting how things happen and you talk about like how you like you knew that this is what you wanted to pay for the house and it just ended up falling into your lap. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about houses too. So, my husband and I, we've been like, you know what would be really cool if someday we lived at a house on Disney property, right? So there's this community on Disney property, and we have had our sights on it for years. We're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna live there, and like, especially in the past year, we've been like, oh my God, like we will look at houses that come up for sale. We'll be like, oh my God, that place is beautiful. And I feel like we're always in this high vibe about like
Yeah.
living there. Like, even, I feel like it was today, even today, Matthew was like, oh my God, like we're going to have a house that has an elevator in it. And we're just like, oh my God, what's that going to feel like? And just laughing and having fun and thinking about the possibilities of it.
Yeah.
So, at one point there was this beautiful house that I was like, oh my God, I wish. And this is the mistake, right? Getting
Yeah.
into the I wish I had the ability to get that house right now, because now you've put yourself in lack. You're
Yeah.
looking at that thing and you're going, I wish I had it
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
you're separating yourself from it. And so when
Mhm.
I notice that I do something like that, that's when I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, and so this is what I start saying every time I start thinking like that. I'm like, no, actually, the perfect house for us is going to
Mhm.
come up for sale when
Yeah.
we are ready for it. And
Yeah.
so I say that all the time now. And even if I'm not thinking in the lack, because most of the time I don't anymore because I've practiced that so much. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, the perfect house is going to come up for us exactly when we want it. And
Yeah.
so I stopped focusing so much on where the house is going to be, like what it's going to look like. Does it have a pool? Like pretty much all of them have pools in there, so that's not even a question. But like
Mhm.
what's it gonna what how's it going to be? Like I stopped putting it in a box. And I'm just like the intention is that we are like what would it feel like to live at a house at Disney? I don't even care which one it is. I just know there's going to be a perfect one for me that
Yeah,
opens up at the perfect time.
for
And maybe
sure.
it's not even in that community. Maybe Disney in the future is going to build another community. I have no idea. That's not even on the horizon for them, but I don't know. But
Yeah.
like we've literally put it out there. My husband and I, we love Disney. Like we're those people, okay?
Yeah.
Don't judge me. Don't come after me. We're those people. We love it and we have fun. So, at the end of the day, we know we're going to create something really cool with that. We just
Yeah.
don't know what it is at this point.
Mhm.
So when you can hold on to something like that with such intention
Mhm.
but such surrender at the same time, that's when weird shit happens. And that's when life gets fun. Where
Yeah.
it's like, this is what you're putting out there. We talk about that karma, right? This is what we're putting out there. And we're surrendering to whatever comes our way because we know that it's going to be a perfect energetic match for us at the time it becomes available. That's
Yeah.
when weird, cool stuff happens. And I'm counting on it. I'm counting on weird
And
stuff
not the
happening.
opposite of like what bad stuff's gonna happen because of something bad I did 10 years
Right.
ago or 10 lives ago. Like,
Right.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many people, that was my fear whenever you were like, let's talk about karma. I was like, I don't want to talk about past life shit because that's what people go into, right? Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, this is what you did in this past life. And it's like, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares
Yeah.
about that past life? All I
Yeah.
can focus on is what's currently in front of my 3D reality.
Yeah.
It's not important for me to focus on all of that other stuff. Like all I can focus on right now is how do I think and how do I feel
Yeah.
right now. That's all that
Exactly.
matters at the end of the day, and that's how you create. That's how you manifest exactly what you want. Like what's the thought and the feeling you want to have?
Yeah.
Focus on that. Stop
Yeah.
focusing on the thought and feeling that's keeping you
Hmm.
stuck or in a certain situation you don't want to be in. That's
Yeah.
what you're putting out, so that's what you're getting back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. This has
Yeah.
been a really good conversation. I'm glad we talked about it. So, like I said, I was like, oh no, she wants to talk about karma. Oh, but this was perfect. This is exactly like, it's funny. Like, we always somehow, like, even if we're saying something different, I'll like listen to it again and be like, wait, she's saying the same thing as me. I'm just stuck on my verbiage. So when you
Yeah.
could come at things from that perspective, it's like, we're saying the same thing. Okay, that's interesting. So,
Yeah.
but I think we can call this one a wrap for today. So listen, friends, if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts were. What do you want us to talk about? We'd love to connect with you more. And if you're listening on your favorite podcasting host, then leave us a 5-star and leave us a comment as well. We'd love to hear from you. So with that, we are going to call TMI Advice You Didn't Want a wrap for today. See everyone next time.